I want to be Max Maxwell on social media, but I want to be Chris Rude when I eventually build my coaching business. And I want to be, doing the top in Canada. So whoever the top in Canada is, I want to make sure I'm beating them. To me, it's just like, okay, I'm just going to keep working until I get there. And it's inevitable. It may take a day, it may take a month, it may take a year, it may take a decade. But like once I really commit to something, it's so easy.
What is up, YouTube? Matt McKeever here, and in today's video, you're going to get a sneak peek kind of behind the curtains of what one of our online meetings for my wholesale team's like. In this video, I really talk about the importance of consistent action, not breaking promises to yourself, and just really the sort of mindset you need in order to level up as a real estate investor. Understand, wherever you're at on your current journey as a real estate investor, there's still more. There's still more potential for you. There's still more opportunity for you to seize. And that's what this video is about. It's really helping just encourage you, hopefully give you permission to go out there and crush it, because there's still a lot of 2020 left.
This should come really as no surprise. A recurring theme for the last month or two with me has been what you do is who you are, and how you do anything is how you do everything. And so I just want to really put what those words mean into perspective, because I think it's really easy to nod along with a lot of these truisms and be like, yeah, definitely. But do we really live it out, right? Like, do we really live by that concept? And so for myself, looking at people like The Rock, looking at Will Smith, looking at Kevin Hart, there's a reoccurring theme with all of them. Like, if you actually really listen to them talk or give a motivational speech, the one common theme is there's like, oh, I'm going to outwork everyone. And like, it's not even said really in a prideful way. It's just like, that's the reality they live in, because they're in control and they understand they're just literally going to outwork everyone. But in order to do that, like, that means a level of commitment to yourself and the people around you that very few people in real life are going to do, right? Like, if you're going to really commit at that level, you almost no longer have peers. Like, you're no longer looking to other people as your benchmark, right? And being like, well, I'm doing almost as much work as he is. Like, there comes a point where you just want to be peerless, where you just want to be absolutely the best in that field. And that's what all three of those individuals, it really resonates with me. Just their confidence that they're going to outwork everyone. And again, not in like an egotistical, like I'm yelling at the screen that I'm the hardest worker and really trying to convince the world I am. More just like, that's the reality that they have to live in. And so just thinking about this, are you the sort of person that hits snooze in the morning? Are you the sort of person that hits snooze multiple times? Are you the sort of person that sleeps through an alarm? And I don't ask these questions with judgment, but I asked them with purposeful intention, because there was a reason the day before you set that alarm. And so the day before, you made a commitment to yourself that you were going to get up at that time, or else you would have just never set that alarm in the first place. But then in the morning, you literally start your entire day off breaking a promise to yourself. That's literally how you start your day when you hit snooze. That's literally how you start your day when you sleep through an alarm. It's literally how you start your day when you hit snooze multiple times. Those are multiple promises being broken to yourself at the start of your day. I'm a huge believer that we're like pattern recognition machines. I think that if you start those patterns at the start of your day, you're creating more friction for you to overcome later in your day. I'm not saying you can't. You can definitely be the sort of person that hits snooze. You can definitely be the sort of person that sleeps through alarms and still be successful. But you're not going to be as successful as you could be. The person that decides to hit snooze every morning, the person that decides that today's kind of a write-off anyways, because there's really not that much time. And like, I did work hard yesterday and I'll definitely work hard tomorrow. I think that person has peers. I think you are touchable if you're that guy. And just understand the way The Rock talked about it when he was playing college football. There's always going to be someone that's decided to be peerless. The 80-20 principle in everything. You guys are absolutely the top 20% of your peer group. I have no doubt about that. I wouldn't want you in this if you weren't. But there's an 80-20 rule going on in this room, right? And if we were to take the top 20% people on this call and put them in a room, there's still going to be an 80-20 going on in that room until you get down to one person who's really without a peer, and Elon Musk. And so just like ask yourself, do you want to be the person that's peerless? Do you want to be The Rock? Do you want to be Will Smith? Do you want to be Kevin Hart, Elon Musk? Because those guys, they just know that they have to outwork everyone. They're also going to be smart. They're also going to, try and set themselves up. They're going to try and work harder, not smarter, or work smarter, not harder, sorry. But they're also just going to outwork it too. And they're going to make sure that they constantly keep the commitments they make, because that's just one of the things that we can truly control. And every little aspect of your life that you take control or ownership over, to me, it's like just another area where the fog's being lifted, where you can just have complete clarity and really see how the game's being played. But every area where you don't see yourself as being in control, there's the fog of war. And a lot of things can happen. Do you want to get control of your financial life? Do you want to crush it in real estate with wholesaling? Do you want to join my full-time team of wholesalers like Mike? Or Shahir? Or what about Tyler? Or Diego? Or what about Amar? All right, and what do we do, boys?
We make offers, we buy fast. Never gonna miss a deal cause we pay cash. Offers, 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 deals, deals, deals. Tell us, Mr. Seller, what price do you feel? Cause we're Southwestern's biggest source of deals. Boom!
So if you guys want to crush it with wholesaling, you need to join my team. And down below, video description, there's all the links you need.
To me, it's like just another area where the fog's being lifted, where you can just have complete clarity and really see how the game's being played. But every area where you don't see yourself as being in control, there's the fog of war. And a lot of things can happen. I just really want to challenge everyone to think about, how do I approach every single day? And how am I starting my days off? Because I honestly do think the way you start your day off is the way the rest of the day is going to lead. You can course correct, but it just takes so much more energy, guys. And at the end of the day, we all do have a finite amount of energy. And so I love to find ways to push things downhill, not uphill. And so one of the ways to push things downhill, start your day off right. Start it at the top by stacking some wins. The same way that we're trying to find businesses and business models that you can push downhill. A lot of investors, what they do is they go on the MLS and they just grab a random deal and then they try and make money after they buy the property. That's pushing a business uphill. When you negotiate hard on the front end and you make sure there's no way but to win, that's when you have a business model you can push downhill. Just understand that when I rarely really commit to something, but when I really commit to it, it just becomes inevitable. I don't know the timeline with certainty normally, but it just becomes inevitable. So if I'm going to be really successful and make a lot of money, I just know that's inevitable. So I immediately want to start talking to some of the best experts because I want to get there as fast as possible. So I'm going to try and get counsel wherever I can get counsel. And focusing and just striving towards constantly turning those ceilings into floors, right? That we talk about in Cash Flow Tribe all the time. But again, whatever got you here rarely is what gets you there. I'm always looking back on past versions of myself with judgment, where I'm just like, man, that guy was so lazy. Man, that guy cut so many corners. Man, that guy just didn't give 100%. But that's also because I always want to be the hardest worker. So I always need to improve upon the previous version of myself. There's no, I made it. It's just I've progressed. And so there's nothing wrong with every now and then having downtime, white space, taking time to reflect and prepare and plan for the future. But at the same time, don't get too caught up in all. Visualization's great, but hard work hard work is the only thing that gets you that visualization. I saw someone posted on my Facebook feed. She's kind of a guru or wannabe guru. And she was talking about how she started giving to charity and then became successful. And she started talking about how she made millions of dollars, this is all unverified, so I also have a hard time swallowing it. But the only way she was able to make that money was because she gave hundreds of thousands to charity. Now, this story may have facts in it, but it's not like the truth. The truth is, and people oftentimes rewrite history in their own mind when they start telling their come up story, and all of us are guilty of it to a degree. But just understand, some of the gurus out there are guiltier of it than others. And so specifically in these scenarios where people are like, oh, I just like visualized and dreamed about it, what they neglect to tell you is all the hard work they put behind it. Like, no one just meditated their way to success. They may have reflected and gained perspective, and that gave them a more laser-like focus, but then they executed on that focus. Like, there's no such thing as just like unearned success. It just doesn't exist. I've never seen it, and it's never kept, right? Like, people can get lucky, but eventually their luck wears out. But hard workers are just hard workers, right? Like, when I commit to something, it just becomes completely inevitable in my mind. If I'm going to commit to being one of the best wholesalers or the best wholesaler, it's just inevitable. And so, like, for me, the way I approach things is, and I've spoke about this before, I create like gods, and then I want to tear those gods down. So I literally like look to the best. I don't know who the best wholesaler is. I probably first would spend some time at it. Best wholesaler in Canada? Well, it's obviously going to either come from Ben's team, our team, or Luke's team. So I can look there. But then, like, who's the best in the US? Well, Chris Rude charges a lot of money for wholesaling. Max Maxwell is very famous. Me, I often would like synthesize and be like, okay, like, I want to be kind of the best of all of them. So like, I want to be Max Maxwell in social media, but I want to be Chris Rude when I eventually build my coaching business. And I want to be, doing the top in Canada. So whoever the top in Canada is, I want to make sure I'm beating them. To me, it's just like, okay, I'm just going to keep working until I get there. And it's inevitable. It may take a day, it may take a month, it may take a year, it may take a decade. But like, once I really commit to something, it's so easy.
Do you guys like these sneak peeks? Do you like to see behind the curtains of how I operate and manage my team? If so, what I need from you is smashing the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to my channel, and jump in the comment section and let us know. Would you like more videos like this? What videos would you like to see? Do you have any questions about wholesaling? Let us know in that comment section down below. That's the best way to get in contact with us. Otherwise, if you want to see other videos breaking down for you wholesaling real estate here in Canada, check out this playlist right here. Or if you just love to see more great Canadian real estate content, check out this playlist right here. And until next time, just go make more offers, guys. It's really that simple.